All right, moving right along. The AOC, the person in the United States government, aside from maybe senile ass Joe Biden, is in the news again. This time she was like, "My abuela in Puerto Rico is blah 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 blah. American blah 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 blah. Need money blah 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 blah." Matt Walsh raised a ton of money to help her. They could have helped her in her community, and they had GoFundMe cancel that
You
and refused to take
suck!
that money because it's not about money. It's about political bullshit. And because of that, she should be arrested for treason because that's garbage. That should not be legal. Bipartisan political crap like that should be illegal. It should be treasonous for for our representatives to do garbage like that. But anyway, let's get into this. This is from Fox News. Smash Wallet says AOC rejecting money for weather is scandalous. They could have helped the whole community, and it's true. They could have helped the whole community. The conservative commentator launched at help Abuela to repair the home of her Dem's grandmother, and he raised a whole ton of money, and they turned it down. Conservative commentator Mark Walsh appeared on Tucker Carlson tonight to speak about his philanthropy after he led a campaign that raised over $100,000 for Rep. AOC's do-it-yourself Democrat New York grandmother, which was ultimately rejected by her family, according to GoFundMe.
Winning.
She's a wealthy single woman who has 2 apartments and a Tesla she just recently bought, apparently. Yeah, so she should have been able to afford this herself anyway, instead of bitching to American people about it. Walsh said that the Democratic Congresswoman on Monday, she, for whatever reason, refused to help her own grandmother because she's a piece of human trash.
You
He
suck!
said, all right, you know what? We'll go get together and we'll raise the money. We raised $100,000 in 10 hours. Okay, we probably could have raised $1 million if they'd let the fundraiser continue. But someone in Abuela's family shut down the fundraiser about 10 hours into it and said that she didn't want the money. So you need money, but you don't want money because it's political bullshit and this type of garbage. Like, she should be fined for that, for lying about her family needing money. A GoFundMe tells Matt Walsh family of AOC's brother won't accept money after the raised to repair home. Walsh insisted that the refusal of the money raised a lot of questions, like if Ocasio-Cortez's grandmother really wasn't in dire straits, or if the Democratic squad member preferred her grandmother to live in the state suffering rather than to take the money from us. I think either way, it's sort of scandalous on AOC's part, Walsh told Fox News Tucker Carlson. It is. Like, what is it? Is she not really in that squalor? Or are you just being a scandalous, duplicitous, treasonous piece of human trash?
You
I think
suck!
it's the second one, but we'll see what's going on. The Matt Walsh show host pushed back at the lawmaker's stance that she was focusing on the systemic problems within the government, insisting his GoFundMe campaign was proof that you don't have to wait around for the system to solve any problems. This is a problem we could have solved not just for Abuela, but they could have taken the money, fixed the ceiling, bought her some furniture she clearly needs, and they could have taken the rest of the money and helped the neighbors. They could have helped the whole community, but they didn't want to do that, Martha said,
Winning.
because they didn't really care. It's all about garnering emotional votes to convince you to keep voting these people in as they keep bending you over the table and you in the ass.
Winning. No.
It really is. That's there's no other way to explain it. The Daily Wire personality also mentioned I put my hat in the ring for a Nobel Peace Prize, arguing it should have been given to him since it doesn't mean anything anyway. A spokesperson for GoFundMe confirmed to Fox News on Saturday that the beneficiary did not want to accept the money and that all donors will be fully refunded. That's not the fucking problem. You lied. You said you needed money. And if you really needed money, you wouldn't have turned it down. You lied. You lied to the American people. You lied in an official statement to the American people on the news. AOC should be arrested immediately.
That's how winning is done!
Her office should be revoked and she should be arrested. Last Tuesday, Ocasio-Cortez to Twitter following her visit to her grandmother in Puerto Rico for the first time since the coronavirus outbreak. It documented the damage to her home that remained from the Hurricane Maria in 2017, but suggested former President Trump was to blame for the prolonged conditions. No, her local government is to blame, and you're to blame because you make more than enough money to have that before now. Just over a week ago, my abuela fell ill. I went to Puerto Rico to see her, my first time in years because of COVID. This is her home. Ocasio-Cortez tweeted while sharing images of buckets on the floor, catching leak of water and damage to the ceiling. Hurricane Maria relief hasn't arrived. Trump blocked relief money for PR. People are being forced to flee ancestral homes and develops to take them. No, Trump did not block money to PR. America sent money to PR. America sent resources to PR, but PR hoarded those. That was proven. They found the warehouses full of it. That is Puerto Rico's local government, not Trump. She continued, we immediately got to work reaching out to the community advocates and leaders to following the money. What happened to Puerto Rico is systemic. Much of it can be traced to La Junta, aka the Wall Street Connected Fiscal Control Board that the U.S. gave power to over the island. Ocasio-Cortez accused the Trump administration of overseeing millions of tax dollars being handed to unqualified donor pals and imposing extreme difficulty eligibility rules for Puerto Ricans whose allow mass rejections recovery fund applications. I don't like their government is trash. Like I said, they found the resources there. Uh, I'm not even going to get into this anymore. How can you say that your government really you really need help, and then you're going to turn down the money for political reasons? You don't really need help, because if you really need help, you would have taken that money. You're a lying, duplicitous, treasonous piece of human trash, and you should be arrested and removed from office immediately. I hate this woman. This woman is probably the dumbest woman in office. If I had to choose between her and Joe Biden, I would choose Joe Biden because at least he's senile and I might be able to manipulate that motherfucker. I really don't like this. How are you going to turn down money? If she really needs the money, how are you going to turn it down? But how are you going to say that there's no money for aid and then it's the government's fault when you are the government and you make more than enough money to unfuck that mess?
You suck!
You are a lying, treasonous, duplicitous piece of human trash. You need to go back to bartender because every time you open your mouth, it's the most idiotic thing I've ever heard a human being speak.
Winning? No.
You suck!
Everything you say. I'm not sure how you got elected. You are fucking garbage. You are a fucking ignorant, dumbass piece of human garbage for not taking his fucking money. How are you not going to take money when you need help because you don't like somebody that's fucking paying for it? That is absolute garbage.
You suck!
Absolute garbage. You guys are the most intolerant, bigoted tards on planet Earth. And I really hope a war starts because I'm not going to start a war. I'm not going to get violent with anybody. I'll get violent if I'll defend myself with violence, but I'm not going to perpetrate violence on anyone as an offensive attack. I will defend myself. But if you start dying, even if you're murdered by criminals, that criminal is going to be a national hero to me. I'm going to dance the jig on your gravestone, and I'm going to laugh because the world's a better place. I'm just saying.